right, we are live. This is going to be a masterclass for agency owners to generate booked appointments via advertising for your agencies, okay? We're going to be going over my method that I've developed called the WOCCA. WOCCA stands for Who, Offer, Creatives, Copy, and Action. I'm going to be talking about each of the steps so you can put your ad campaigns together, launch them, and start generating booked calls for your agency. So either you as the agency owner or your team of sales reps can take on these inbound calls and close deals for your agency, okay? So I'm gonna be starting out by making my face smaller and moving it out of the way here. And here we go. I'm gonna be sharing my notes. As I share my notes that I have going on my side here, I'm gonna be sharing it right here and you can follow along. At the end of this video, I'm gonna be sharing this full doc with you. And the whole idea, with anything in life is that you have to take action. And so if you can take action, if you can get this doc, fill out all of the answers here, either put it into GPT or make your own ideas, make your own copy and creatives and everything else that I'm going to be talking about from it, and actually launch the ads, optimize the ads, then you're going to see these results and get calls booked for your agency. The WOCCA method stands for Who, Offer, Creatives, Copy, and Action. It works really well for any kind of advertising. If you want to generate results from advertising, this can work for you. My name is Joao. I have advertising agency, a white label advertising agency. We help agency owners with fulfillment for their clients and also getting calls booked for agencies to scale as well. 100 ad accounts, more than $1 million in ad spend, and we have a team of more than 60 people as of today, December 5th, 2024. And so I've seen my fair share of ad accounts, and I can speak with confidence that this method works. We're going to start things off here by going over the method. And the whole idea is to teach agency owners to run ads that generate booked calls with quality leads. They're going to be seeing people online. Your ideal customer profile are going to see these leads, your ads on their feed. They're going to click, they're going to go to your site. They're going to call you. They're going to take whatever action you want them to take. And then you're going to collect that inbound engagement, that hand raise, do a great demo, right? Perform a great demo for them, show them why they should hire you to generate results for them and get the deal closed. And so the WOCCA method stands for Who, Offer, Creatives, Copy, and Action. Who is going to be your audience, your ideal, your persona. And then within your persona, we're going to get into your ideal customer profile, which there's a difference between the two. Then we're going to go on to offer, right? So that's Alex Hermosi, Russell Brunson's whole thing about creating a irresistible offer. People are too stupid to say no to. So you definitely need to have a strong offer. We're going to get into creatives, visual and static or video creatives. And then we're going to get into copy. And so copy is just going to be for Google ads, Facebook ads, and we're going to get into that. And lastly, action. So action means, what action do you want people seeing your ad to take? Do you want them to give you a call? Do you want them to send you a lead form, message you, book a demo call with you? So it depends, the cost per appointment that you're looking for. It depends your abilities to engage the lead and convert them. It depends on their average deal size. And also it depends on who they are as a client. There's somebody on the go. If they're never in front of the computer, you don't want your action to be book a call, because they're never in front of the computer. They're not going to do that. You need to have a click to call so they can just be on the go. So your ad, pull out their phone and give you a call. Before we get more into the ads, you really need to have a great strategy. Part of that great strategy to run agency ads is definitely to have a niche, okay? If you have a niche, it makes so many things easier. It simplifies client acquisition, enables tailored offers and processes, and avoids challenges of being a generalist. And so the way that it simplifies acquisition is that you can create a very specific person. If you think about a dentist, for example, you can say something like, hey, dentist, we guarantee whatever they want to hear, 30 Invisalign cases a month, or you can have your money back, right? So that's a very irresistible offer to a specific person. And it's a lot stronger than saying, hey, business owner, we can generate you leads online. You can see how one stacks against the other. One is much more interesting and directed. The other is a lot less. So it's less interesting, like leads. It could be quality leads, bad leads. It's very important to niche down. And here's a criteria for you to niche down, right? I want to be a little bit theoretical, but also very practical in this call, because I want you to have this document. I want you to fill out all of these details here. When you have this doc, you're just going to go to File and make a copy. As you make a copy to yourself, you're going to be able to edit that copy. So I really want, my whole goal here is for you to use this document, create your everything that we're going to talk about, and launch your ads, get a book call, and close a deal. And then after you do all of that and you see value from what I shared with you today, then I would appreciate a like, a follow, all of that engagement. But really the goal is for you to get a result. And so the criteria for choosing a niche should be three main variables. What is your interest and experience? So are you somebody who has a friend, an uncle, a family member, or some sort of idea about a niche, right? So maybe you're passionate about e-commerce or you're passionate about landscaping. You want to choose a niche that first is interesting to you. So write down all of the niches that are interesting to you. Next, we're going to go to the ideas that you write 10 niches that are interesting to you, okay? If you go to our Instagram page at Stealth White Label, I'm going to note it down here, Stealth White Label. There is a whole 100 niches that we've identified. You can look through it and maybe get some ideas from it. Just go there, have a look, and you're going to find a lot of great ideas to choose from. So define about 10 of these. So after you define 10 or 10 to 20, I would say, you can go ahead and start narrowing things down, right? So what's the total addressable market? I would say that you need to look up the amount of businesses that are in this niche. For example, how many dentists are in the USA? There's 202,000 dentists in the USA. Out of that, how many of them are in, how many of them have a business? So how many dentists are you in the USA? How many dental practices are in the USA? 139,000. So that's about 10 times bigger than what I'm saying your total addressable market should be. Okay. And so you can't choose a niche that has less than 10,000 business or else it's too small. It needs to be greater than 10,000 businesses in the US. If your focus is in the US, so if you're watching this video from another country, then by all means, focus on just swap your US for the country you're in. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. And lastly, to really define your niche, you need to choose a business that has an average deal size of $2,000 to $10,000. So maybe they're selling a package up front that's $99, like a med spa, for example. If you're going for a niche that sells cheap services at the front end, but then have a strategy to sell bigger packages, and the bigger packages are going to be in this range, then that's great. Okay, but if you're going to be try to sell services to businesses that are like their average deal size or their total LTV, lifetime value, is not going to be in this range, then I would say eliminate, because that's just going to be tougher for you to generate results for them, right? At the end of the day, you need to talk to a business owner and work with a business owner and generate return on their advertising spend, generate return on their dollars spent on marketing in general. If you're working with a business owner that's selling $5,000 services and it costs you, let's say, $300 to get an appointment to close a deal, then they spend $300, they close a 10,000 deal, 5,000 deal. It makes sense to pay you guys a retainer of $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, right? You got to look into how much is my client going to spend with the advertising dollars, with my cost, right? With your cost, and how much are they going to make, right? If you can spend $1, if you can give me $1 and I'll give you 10 back, you're going to give me $1 million, so I give you $10 million, right? And so that's essentially how you should think about this. And then after you've defined this, then you have your list of niches. And so that's number one. You really need to spend a lot of time on that. And then after you've spent a lot of time and thought on that, we can move on to next things. We're going to be talking next about the WOCCA framework, starting with your who, okay? And it's really great to just think about WOCCA and really remember that all of those letters, right? And which make up a word, but they stand for different words, because it helps you with anything you're doing, with any ads that you're running. So if you're running ads for your clients and it's not generating results, think about WOCCA, because those are the 5 stages that you need to focus on to generate results from ads. Start with defining your ideal customer profile. So let's say you have your niche in mind. Think about, write out their name, their age, right, their gender, and their location. So it could be either USA, or it could be a state, or it could be city-based. But the bigger the audience, well, the better in general it is for you, but it's always good to try to be as specific as possible. So let's say you're running ads in 3 states. You can create different ad campaigns for 3 different states and say, dentist located in San Francisco, California, and then have a message that's more specific to them, right? If you just say dentist in California or dentist in San Francisco, it might not be that interesting as if you say dentist in San Francisco, then say something specific about that place that makes sense for the dentist to listen to you. What are their interests, goals, and aspirations? What are the interests? And it helps you a lot if you understand the niche, right? That goes back to this point about really understanding your niche, because the more you understand it, the more you're interested, the more details you're going to know about the person you're speaking to. And the more details you know about that person, the more specific your ads are going to be. And the more specific your ads are going to be, the person on the other side of the screen, you there, you're going to stop and think to yourself, wow, this person is speaking to me. And when the person says, this guy understands me, that's when you have a great ad, and that's when they're going to take action and be more likely to work with you. Interests, goals, and aspirations. Then you want to do the challenges and pain points. And these two, I always think about interests or aspirations and pain points. So desires, pain points. That's how I always think about the ads that I'm running. And you have great tools to help you think this through as well. So if you go to also asked, for example, this is a great tool for you to put dental practices, right? So you can put your keyword in here. After you put your keyword, you're going to see results and things that they're asking about. Dental practice, you're going to see different things they're asking about. And these are things that you can use in the marketing for your ads. You can get more specific and play around with this and say something and put the keyword to be dental practices, marketing for dental practices. If you put marketing for dental practices, this site is going to show you what dentists essentially are typing into Google. How big is the dental market? How can I write a marketing plan? What is the dental campaign for 2024? How do you create a 360 marketing plan? This is a search that dentists are probably making, because this is what also asked shows you. You can create an ad that's going to be talking about a 360 marketing campaign for a dentist. So something like, hey, if you're a dentist looking to generate more results online and thinking about creating a 360 marketing plan, I want to go over how you can do that yourself and how we do that for some of our clients. And so we start with a social media presence and a Google Maps presence. So the way to do that is by doing X, Y, and Z, right? And then you want to move on to having an advertising presence on Google and Meta. And the way to do that is X, Y, and Z. And so you can create, an agency looking to get a dentist as a client about this. And so these are great topics for you to just play around with this tool and put it back into here as angles, right? Or as pain points or as interests that they have. So one of the interests is creating a 360 marketing plan. So now you already have a base of one of their interests. And this is something for you to talk about. Then you can find challenges and pain points. Also, ChatGPT is great when you're being very directed with it. And so one of the things that you can do here is, what are the interests and pain points of marketing or of dental practices when hiring a marketing agency? Look at that. Now that's a beautiful question to ask GPT. It's going to give you all of the interests here. It's going to show you what they care about. So they don't only care about acquisition of patients. They also care about patient retention, about online presence, brand image, cost efficiency, data transparency, time-saving solutions, specialization. And then here are the pain points. Okay, so now you need to get all of this information, think about new ideas, right? And then put it into your list. And so you can go ahead here and do something like this, where you're going to get the pain points. You can copy them here, go back to your doc and write that. So, or write like this. Editing could be much better than what I did here, but you get the gist, right? These are great tools to help you define your who. And after you've defined your who, then you can move on to the next phase, which is the O. And so now we're going to move on to offer. And so when it comes to offer, that's the step 2 in the WOCCA method. And what you want to create here is an irresistible strategy that someone is too stupid to say no to. If you haven't read $100 Million Offer by Alex Hormozi, get on that, because that is just straight fire. He's just so good at teaching people how to, put together great offers or how to put together anything to get results. He's one of my online mentors. I definitely recommend going through $100 Million Offers. But here I've kind of summarized a lot of the things that you can use. It doesn't substitute reading it, but it's a very practical approach to it. And so value stacking, creating bonuses, guarantees, testimonials, risk reversal, and simplified messaging. So that's how you want to shape your offer. Value stacking, combine multiple valuable elements. And so what are valuable elements? We have here, some of their interests. These are valuable elements. So your service, what is it going to deliver? It's going to deliver not only patient acquisition. Hey, dental practice owners, or hey, dentists, right? I can help you not only with patient acquisition, but also have a plan for retention, creating an online presence, creating a brand image, while being transparent in our reporting to you, getting this done on a weekly basis, and making sure that you get a ROI on your advertising spend. So this is something I just thought of on the fly, right? But what I said there, if you just go back in the video, this could be a great offer to start things off. Hey, dental practices, we are specialized, boom, specialization, they want that. We're specialized in working with dental practices to acquire patients, and then those needing high value treatments. So acquire high value treatment patients, helping you with patient retention by creating and building loyalty among your existing patients and increasing lifetime value, improving your online presence, making your brand image much more attractive, reporting on this on a weekly basis so you understand where your dollars spent are going. You already said specialization, time-saving solutions, all done for you while creating a package service that gives you an ROI spend, right? So here you just basically on your offer created everything they want to hear. So that's step one. And then we can go back to the value stacking and add in bonuses. And so these are things that you could play around with GPT as well and say something like, I'm creating a marketing offer based on her Moses of or methodology. Whoa. And I need your help with thinking of bonuses to add to my offer. So, this has already been some time that we're talking here. After we edit it, it's going to be a bit shorter, I think. And, I could go on a whole day talking about WOCCA and how to put this together for you. I'm hoping to teach you how to do this, and you can do this and apply it to every other client. But, we can get into much more detail that I'm just going to be covering in this, hopefully 30-minute video on YouTube. So, done for you service, pre-built ad campaign, social media content calendar, right? So SEO optimized website copy, review generation toolkit, custom patient retention playbook. So these are all things that if you're already a bit savvy, even if you're not, these are things that are relatively easy to put together and add as bonuses. I'm also thinking right now, just from doing this video, of creating my own dental niche agency, because this is just getting so good that I think it would work really well if you launch ads going through this strategy that we're doing right here, right now. So there's many different ideas that you can take from here and apply it to your bonuses. And you also want to do the same thing for these other steps here. So you can play with GPT to think about different guarantees, right? So money back is a different guarantee. So, but we can go ahead and add this in and say something like, what are guarantees that I can use for the offer? Boom, there we go. Then it's going to give a lot of different guarantees that you can use. And, you always want to use, if you're getting started, the stronger the offer, and this is what, Hermosa says, the stronger the offer, the easiest it is to sell. The weakest the offer, the hardest it is to sell. So you got to find your balance in your ability to sell. Are you great at sales? Then your offer doesn't need to be that strong. Are you weak at sales? Then your offer needs to be super strong. Okay. And so basically that's kind of a rule of thumb. And something that's very true in the marketing space is that not everybody that, sees your offer online is going to remember the offer when they jump on a sales call with you. And so a strong offer is also great for opening a door and being able to speak with your client, with your prospect, with your ideal prospect. And so you're not going to be tied to this offer no matter what. Okay. And your offer could also have contingencies that your client has to do in order for them to qualify, right? This is a lot of different offer ideas that you can use. So you get the gist here. You can do custom guarantees. You can do time-specific guarantees, right? So your campaigns will go live within 14 days of onboarding. So this could be great for people that are more in a rush. And so that's when you gotta go back to your ideal customer profile and think, what is the offer that fits in with exactly the pain points and desires of my ICP? So moving on, testimonials. If you have testimonials, that's going to go very far to adding your landing page, to adding your ads. If you have risk reversal, you got to add risk reversal. And so risk reversal kind of falls into the guarantees as well. They go hand in hand. And then simplified messaging. Okay, so after you created your offer, your copy, you want to go back to GPT and say something like, revise this as if I'm talking to a 7-year-old, right? So you've probably seen gurus, experts talk about this, and that your copy needs to be understood by a 7-year-old because people online, right? This is pretty much the offer piece that of the WOCCA. And so we're already almost halfway. Next step is creatives. And so in creatives, you're going to have the visual communication, which is grabbing attention with engaging visuals. So something like the weirder something is, the more interesting and memorable, right? So I have a background going on here. It's different than what you see with most people online, right? And so I have a yellow light, a green light. I have crazy shelves and a stealth bomber plane in the back here with my agency's logo on top. So branding that's playing into the just cool thing, right? Or like the branding of my agency, what I'm putting out into the world. So you want your ads or your background or your visuals, your branding to stand out somehow, right? And you want to think about your ideal customer profile. What are some of the things that they like? What are some of the values that they have? Are they more creative or are they more getting things done, right? And so you want to focus on engaging visuals like that. And we have to look into different formats. So when you're running ads, you want to run different formats of ads, okay? And so if you go to my Instagram at either Joao or my agency's profile, I have a lot of automation set up here. So I have a lot of things about making creatives that convert. And so you can go ahead and watch one of these videos. You can also comment creatives in one of my ads. I don't know which ad exactly it is here, but if you write creatives, this is comment stealth. But if you comment creatives in one of my campaigns right here, for example, you write creative, you automatically get an automation. And so that automation is going to be something like this. Okay, so this is a digital product that I give to my followers that has great ad examples. And so this is an ad example, and then this is the template for it. And so, for example, this is a great ad, right? It's native to the platform. It's native. This looks like an Apple reminder, and you can play around with this and do something like put an image of a dental practice in the back. Let's say we're still on the topic of advertising to dentists. You can say reminder, and reminder, and then write something like you have a new patient, something like that. And then say, this is the message you're going to be seeing if you're a dental practice working with us. And then it's like accept, decline, something like that is super fun to play around with. And that makes it really easy. So you always want to create, when you're running ads, at least 3 variations of each format. And so this is the native type of ad. And then we have the second type of ad, which is either let's see here, the other type of ad, which is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be more features based, right? So it could be yourself and then have all of the features of what your service delivers. So this is an e-commerce one, but you can apply it to the service style. And so these are a lot of different types of ads. So we have feature based. We also have comparison based. We have straight offer ads. And so there's a lot of different types that you have to be running when putting together your creatives. And then I have the steps here. So you got to go ahead, go to my Instagram or go to Stealth Instagram and comment creatives. You're going to get that reference for yourself to create your ads. And now moving on to the copy part. And so this is the fourth step. We're also almost getting close to the 5th step. And so the copy step, some tips for writing copy is you have to speak directly to your ICP. So that thing that I said, that you want the people on the other side of the screen to see your ad and say, wow, this person understands me, or wow, I haven't heard anyone speak like that on an ad. They understand so many more of my pain points and desires than any other ad that I've seen. That's when you have them hooked and they're going to click on that ad, show up to that call, and pay for your services. You always want to highlight benefits and solution. You want to use clear, action-driven language. And some tools for you are Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. This is a book that is just incredible. You have to read this book. It gives me like 10 ideas for copy every page that I read. And you can also use GPT for ad copy prompts. And so you can put some of this and say like a prompt, for example, take my ICP offers and write a Facebook or Meta, right? Meta copy that uses these variables or elements, right? And then you can go ahead and put in your elements. And then with the ICP and offers, it's going to give you a lot better output than if you just say, write ad copy for dentists, right? And so that's not going to be a great ad. But the more specific you are with GPT, the better he's going to be with you. And so essentially, that's what I can tell you for copy. If you're really about it, read this book, because it's going to change the way you think about marketing and the way you think about writing copy. And that's for sure. And lastly, we have action. So remember the things that I was telling you about. You always have to define these elements, the OCCA, thinking about your who. So it all ties back to who you're talking to. And so you need to design effective landing pages. If you're running traffic to a landing page that matches the ad messaging, have clear CTAs that are action driven, keep navigation super simple, so don't make it complicated, and use scheduling tools like high level, Calendly. These are great tools for you, and definitely automate follow-up. So you need to have a CRM with automated call confirmation, booking confirmation, things like that. And think about who your client is, who your ideal customer profile is. If there's somebody busy, don't run ads to a landing page. If there's somebody on the go, run messaging ads or run lead form ads so you can call them, right? So think about who your client is and what action it is you want them to take. The cheapest cost per leads are going to be low intent. So it's going to be messages, calls, lead forms, and then book a call. And so from left to right is the level of cost per lead that you're going to have, and also the level of engagement that you're going to have from each of the lead. And so some resources for you. I'm just going to put out the resources that I talked about on this call, which are books, the $100 million offers, breakthrough advertising, and then these are tools that you can go online and use. The template, the creative template, shared upon request. If you go to my Instagram and comment creatives, you're going to get that. If you want to talk to my team about us done for you service of doing all of this and generating book calls, you can go ahead and write stealth in one of my posts. And if you want white label services for us to run ads to fulfill for your clients, so you can spend your time on scaling, selling, and scaling your agency, also go ahead to one of my posts and comment stealth, and we'll get in touch with you. And some closing notes for you guys here is that consistency is key, right? And so I got to where I am right now of running an agency that generates more than $100,000 every single month, and really being financially free for the most part is by being consistent, waking up every day and doing the work, right? It starts with you just downloading this document. If you stay until the end of this class, downloading this document that's in the description of this video, and making a copy of it and filling out all of this document. And so that's already going to put you so much farther ahead. And if you do that every single day of waking up and, creating different versions of ads, optimizing your ads, watching more videos, consuming more content, reading these books, that's how you get closer to scaling your agency. you need to be continuously testing and optimizing. Like you don't just launch an ad and then it works for years. You launch an ad and you optimize it every single day. You got to dedicate time for each of the WOCCA steps. So you can't just rush through it. You have to do each one to the best of your abilities. And then success requires preparation and effort. You got to be prepared, and you got to put effort into doing your best every single day. If you need help, visit stealthmanager.com, book a call, speak to our team. And, it was a pleasure giving you this call, giving you this, sharing this knowledge that I have with you. Hopefully you can take the WOCCA method and apply it to all of your ads. And hopefully you can launch your campaigns, get calls booked, and close a lot of agency deals for your agency. All right. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.